Hello and welcome into another episode of Master Debater. I'm your host, Eli Fishman. It's an age-old debate in the Ithaca College community. The Moon Shadow Tavern or The Range, two pristine drinking destinations. And here today, two experts to give their opinions. We've got the man dubbed the King of Moonies, Cam Manna, on the right, squaring off with the face of women in sports at Ithaca College. And she's a frequent at The Range on Monday and Tuesday nights, Raina DeCrow. Ray, we'll start with you. What makes The Range your go-to spot?
Yeah, you know, Monday and Tuesday nights, because it's always electric inside the Range. I mean, you step in there, the lighting is pristine, it's like a movie theater, and, you know, movie-like things happen inside of the Range. It's great. You get to, you know, walk around, talk to everybody that you know. The drinks are better because they're bigger, and you're paying the same as them as you would pay at Mooney's, and it's not absolutely repulsive and disgusting like it is at Mooney's as well.
You brought up electric and movie-type things that happen in the Range. I don't know what kind of movies you're watching. Maybe like, you know, you're watching like Barney, like Parker and stuff, but I will say, Mooney's is electric, and movie-like stuff, Mooney's is more like Wolf of Wall Street, and like you are actually like partying. The Range is like, you know, you're there, you're talking. I can do that inside my circle at someone's house and not pay a cover. At Mooney's, you're balling out.
I think that's all about the person, though, Cam, to be honest with you, because if I go into the Range and there's a live band and they're playing some bops, you bet your ass I'm dancing. Like, you know, I just feel like you're walking around, you're talking to everyone, you're buzzing, there's more room to roam. It is the Range, after all. And it's just better. You know, it's just better. You dance, you talk to people. You can actually hear people in there.
I think the Range is tough, though, with dancing because the dance floor is more small, and there's those tables, and I'm like, you know, banging into hardwood. My hips are giving out. It's like, you know, and also injuries happen more often in the Range.
Cam,
for example,
how are you banging into
Noah
tables?
Scott literally popped his knee open. Yeah, well, exactly. Okay. Since I'm short, I'm banging in like tough spots, like rib cage.
All right. Well, let's take it to the money aspect of it because the Range, it's often a $5, $10 cover. You need cash. For Mooney's, there's no cover before midnight. After midnight, you obviously have to pay a $5 cover via Venmo or cash. So Ray, the Range, it's expensive. You got to have the cash on you. It can be difficult, right?
It's expensive unless you know the right people. You know, I'm friends with the bouncer. You got to make friends with people. You got to talk to people. You got to work your way in. And if you're going to Mooney's every night like Cam, you're a dirtball. So no wonder that you don't get into the Range for free because you're not a nice person.
Well, I also am a man, so no one's going to pay for me to go into the Range. I have to pay my own money.
Oh, here you go again, bring gender into it.
Yeah, well, that's just how, you know, it works at the Range. Mooney's, though, I could walk in there before 11:30, understanding the timing. I'm in there at 11:15, no cover. Get my stamp. I'm already in there. I can have my time in Mooney's. And also, if you go into Mooney's and you play the right way and you drank enough before going in there, you're not paying anything. You're going into Mooney's for absolutely free. The Range, there's money you have to pay because also in the Range, it's more of a qualified thing to walk around with a drink. That's $6, $7 right there. Mooney's, you could be on the dance floor. You don't have to hold a drink. You're just moshing.
That's because the drinks
let's go
are
to
tiny.
Cleanliness. Because he just talked about you're throwing the drinks everywhere. You know, the Range is a little bit more clean. The bathrooms, the floor, the tables, everything is clean. Mooney's not so much.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, if you look at the drinks at the Range, they're in glasses. You have to take them back to the bar. It keeps the floor clean. You know, the bathrooms are much nicer. And at Mooney's, you're chucking drinks everywhere. You can't come home and just lay in your bed because you're sticky because chances are some stupid freshman threw a drink and covered you in a bomber blue, and it sucks.
But Ray, if I'm going out on a cold night in Ithaca, New York, after a long week where no one really wants to go out, it's not the most fun time, why would I want to go in the Range in like a Cinderella bar and talk about, you know, taxes and things that old people do? Or if I'm a college student, this is the youngest we're going to be,
Again,
not going to have hangovers, go in there, dance, have a good time. Yeah,
I think that goes back to the type of person that you are, though, because if you're a boring person, then the Range is going to be boring. But if you're not a boring person, you can make conversation. Go to the Range.
Yeah,
boring people do not go to the Range.
All right. I think one thing to bring up is, Cam, it's a lot of freshmen that go to the Range. It kind of dies out sophomore, junior, senior year. As you mature as a person, do you think that kind of says something about you?
100%, and that's why I'm arguing right now for more of the freshmen. Look, King of Mooney's, yeah. When I was a freshman, I was, you know, sky surfing on crowds, banging my head.
Cam, if I recall, you were in Mooney's on Halloween in a Mario costume.
Yes, you were too.
You know that I was not.
You saw me there.
I
literally.
did not see
yes,
you
you
there
did.
at Mooney's.
Okay. Ray, you do go to Mooney's a little bit.
Occasionally.
Occasionally. What is the worst aspect of it for you?
I think it's got to be the bodies, right? It gets so packed in there. It's so tight. Everyone's sweating. Everyone's pushing. I almost got in a fight in Mooney's because there's a lot of really mean people there that push you around if you don't move. And there's no way to get out of there. It takes you about 15 minutes to get out of there if you want. It's hard to find an Uber back. The bartenders are mean and can't hear you because it's so damn loud in there. And sometimes the music isn't even that good
sounds
if they
like
don't have.
It
Well, it
seems
is.
like
It's
for-
not very cleanly.
Yes, no, but it
Cam.
seems like for Ray, she needs everything to go the right way when she's out. When you're going out, there's sacrifices you got to make. You're young, you're going out, you're having a good time. You should be stress-free. And yeah, there's certain things that happen in Mooney's. There's all the bodies, but if you go in there and you embrace it, those moments in Mooney's, when you look back on, are more fun than the moments in the range. You can always have a range night at a
But
nice
the
bar.
only
You
connections,
can't always have a Mooney's night.
Cam, the only connections that you're making with Mooney's are Tinder dates, you're locking lips, and then you're leaving.
Ray,
At the range, you're
Ray.
having actual conversations
Right,
with
I
people.
have seen you
You're
at
making
Mooney's
memories.
on the thought box with your drink, just going like this and smiling and having a great time. You enjoy Mooney's.
Of course
right?
I enjoy Mooney's, but I'm saying the range is better. In fact, I think I've seen you more than once playing darts at the dartboard at the range.
Yeah,
So-
that's when
Well, Cam, there's only one dartboard at the range that you can even play on.
Yeah, but I will say too, I go to the dartboard because that's the most fun thing to do in the range. There's something about the range that, I want to go over there and just throw darts and hopefully get a bullseye and feel happy about myself. But you go into Mooney's and there's more things to do. There's, those great conversations in the bathroom, the bartenders.
Whoa, the
Those
bathroom.
conversations that you could barely hear,
Conversations
by
in
the
the
way.
bathroom. Cam.
Barely
You gotta
hear.
eat your, carrots
All
in
right,
your eyes.
all right,
What
all
do you
right.
for your
Cam
ears?
loves
I don't know.
having conversations with random men in the bathroom. We're going to throw it to break, but when we come back, Pete Johans wants out at Ithaca College, Syracuse. I don't know. Which students are to blame for him leaving? And goes to Sagai with a potential comeback to take his spot. Keep it right here on Master Debater.
Dude, I think it's Master Debate.